Meditation, first of all, it's kind of boring. It's kind of strange. How am I going to stop my mind? That's impossible. My mind's not going to stop. And how is this productive? So just recently, Harvard University has done a study, and they did an 8-week study on people and did an MRI before they started a meditation program and after they started a meditation program. And you'll never believe what they found. The MRI actually showed that there was brain growth. Their brain matter grew in their brain after 8 weeks of meditating. I mean, this is crazy. If you think about everything that your brain does for you, I mean, it regulates your hormones, it regulates your cognitive abilities. I mean, what doesn't your brain do, right? So this is a really cool breakthrough. Now, the other thing that stops people from meditating a lot of times is it's kind of boring and weird, right? Like you're sitting there, how do you do it? How am I supposed to just stop my thoughts? Well, it's not really about stopping your thoughts. It's about engaging in a different way. So now, I think that there's probably 90% of us in the room has probably prayed before. Now, when you pray, whatever God, however you're doing it, you're usually projecting, you're asking, please help me, I feel gratitude, thank you. You're always giving. What meditation is it's a way to receive. So you're learning how to receive God or your higher self or whatever you believe in there. It's non-denominational. But you can find a way to receive this energy. And so you sit there and you receive. And it sounds like nothing, but it's actually incredible what can happen. Now today we'll do a quick little thing, and you can get a feel for it. So we are going to start by getting comfortable. So uncross your legs, face forward in your chairs. You don't need to look at me. I'll guide you through this. If you have heels on, you might want to slip them off.
I couldn't find you. No, I can't
And
find me either.
close your eyes. And so after this, you're going to have meditated. So here we go. Now we should do it, and we've done it. So put your hands on your legs, and just start paying attention to your breathing. So there's nothing you need to change. Just watch the breath go in, and then watch the breath go out with your consciousness. Pay attention with your intention. Now sometimes by doing this, your breath is just going to slow down. What you can do is bring your hand to your belly and allow your belly to expand on your next inhale. So inhale in, letting that belly be soft. Pull the air in. Now on your exhale, push out all the air, and when you get to the very bottom, use your stomach muscles and push out that last little bit of air. And then turn around and start inhaling. When you get to that inhale, turn back around and exhale. Now try to come into this room, into this present moment. A lot of times when we're thinking about the past, it makes depression. We think about what should have happened, how somebody wronged us. This doesn't bring us anything good. So keep this inhale and let go of everything that's happened in the past, everything that's gotten you to this chair today. And now just feel the chair beneath you. Feel your feet on the floor, and let that inhale come nice and deep into your belly. The other thing that pulls us out of the present is thoughts about the future. Now, this is going to cause us a lot of anxiety. Your to-do list, what you should be doing. We hear this a lot. I should be. Now, right now, there's nothing you should be doing except for breathing. So here we are, we're breathing. All that stress can leave your body. So this time when you inhale in peace. Just imagine peace coming into your body. Deep belly inhale. When you exhale, just allow all that stress out through your feet. Now this is a trick to keep your mind present. We're inhaling in peace. We're not thinking about the past. We're exhaling out stress. We're not thinking about the future. We're just feeling our body, feeling our breath. Now pay attention to how your body feels. We're going to start down at your feet and just look at how your feet are doing. Pay attention to it as if you were an impartial observer. So it's not that my feet hurt necessarily. Maybe they do. It's okay. But just pay attention. My feet are strong. My feet are sore. Look at it just as an awareness exercise, less than a judgment, which is what we do to our bodies a lot. Inhale in that peace into your belly. Exhale out that stress through your feet. And move up your awareness up your legs. How are your legs? Again, just impartially, not judgmental. They're not fat, they're not skinny. How do they feel? Are they strong? And breathe into your belly. Are they sore? That's okay. Exhale out. Now inhale peace all the way into your legs, all the way down your feet, letting the exhale release the stress out through the bottoms of your feet. And then we're going to work our way up into our stomach. How's your belly today? How's your digestion? It could be good. Just label it and move on. How's your lower back? Now this time when you inhale, tell your whole belly, back, and lower body to relax. Inhale, relax. Exhale, release. And we'll bring our awareness up into our chest, to our arms, taking note of how everything's doing, into our face, allowing this to relax. Inhale in peace. Deep into your belly. Exhale out tension. Now take note of how you are doing today emotionally. Pay attention to the last 3 hours. And again, as an impartial observer, you shouldn't be feeling different than how you did. You felt how you felt, and that's fine. So look past this morning. Were you rushed? Were you peaceful? Were you happy? Were you sad? It's all good. Not judging, but just becoming aware of these feelings give us a lot of power over them. And again, finding the way that your mind is thinking. So what is going on with your thoughts? Have you been frazzled? Are you peaceful? Have you been doing a lot? Have you been doing a little? Do you feel confused? Again, no judgment. We're just becoming self-aware. We're becoming present. So here we are. We're breathing. We're meditating. Inhaling into the belly. Exhaling out through the feet. Now we're going to start our movement portion of the yoga. So you can keep your eyes closed. It really keeps you peaceful and internal. But if you want, you can look up. And can everybody hear me okay like this? All right, I'll be demonstrating. So if you need to check on me, feel free to look. Otherwise, keep your eyes closed. But we're going to start by interlacing our hands together. Inhaling in. And then exhale, close the eyes, and push out through your shoulders. And that was a little bit of a distraction, but we can come back into our breath, right? Like we can always find our breath. We're always breathing. So come back into your breath. Find this present moment again. And then exhale, bringing your hands up overhead. Take your right hand and grab a hold of your left elbow. Inhale, and then exhale, stretching out. Nice and slow, just breathing into that side waist. And coming back into your breath. So we've introduced movement, but we're still meditating here. We're still taking our deep breaths, and we're still in our present moment. So now exhale. You can grab your other elbow with your other hand. Inhale. And then stretch into that side nice and deep. So find your breath and breathe into that spot where you feel the stretch. And then exhale, bring your hands up, lace them together, and if you can, turn those the palms to the ceiling. And as you do this, roll the shoulder blades down. And again, let's find that nice deep belly breath. Inhale into the belly. Exhale out the tension. Finding that space of peace. And then exhale, bringing your hands down to your side. And we're just going to do a couple shoulder rolls here. So inhale. Shoulders come up to your ears. Exhale. Pull the shoulder blades together, opening up through our chest. Now you can find this inhale movement that works for you. So inhaling up, exhaling back. Nice deep breaths. We collapse a lot in our chest, so really exaggerate, pulling those arms back. Now the next thing, take your left hand and grab it with your right hand, so your left wrist. And now as you're doing this, you can move your head to the side. Now if you feel that's a great opening in the neck. So inhale into that neck, into that side. Exhale, release. And go ahead and grab your other wrist with your other hand. Rolling the shoulder blades down your neck, down your back, inhaling up. And then exhaling. letting your neck fall to one side, feeling a nice long opening through that side neck. And then exhale, take your hands out, you can shake them out again. You can bring them to prayer position and push like an isometric. So you push your hands together and roll those shoulders back again. It's really good for us to get into opening up that chest. Inhaling. And then on the exhale, we're going to tip our hands down to the ground. Exhaling and roll those shoulders down. It's really easy for them to come up by your ears. And again, inhale, bring the hands up, keep pushing, keep opening. Exhale, facing the fingertips down to the ground. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Great. So bring your hands down to your side, and then we're going to take our left hand and bring it up, and we're going to let our right hand be nice and heavy and stretch to the side. So you open up that left side. Now you can feel this down into your hips, maybe in your neck, in your sideways. Now wherever you're feeling it the most, just take a nice deep breath into that spot. And exhale, switching sides. So your one hand goes down, your other hand goes up. Inhale up. And exhale, open through that side waist. Beautiful. And then you can bring your hands together, shake them out. And there, we did it. Now you have all officially done yoga and meditation. So this is wonderful. Thank you so much for signing up today. Lovely. And if you want to come over and talk to me, I have a booth over there, or else I'm sitting at that table. We all know what I look like, so come on. I'd love to hear about your experiences. One quick thing to note is just to pay attention to how you're feeling right now. Do you feel different? And this is something real powerful to encourage you to meditate. And do yoga. So just pay attention to how your body is, how your mind is, and how you feel for the next few hours. So yeah, thanks again. Thank you.
If everybody could give Poppy a big round of applause.
Ladies. So we're gonna get going here in just a second. I'm gonna introduce Shannon. All of you know Shannon, but I asked her. I said, "Can I grab the microphone for a second because I'm only gonna be here for a minute." And I'm having an allergy thing, so give me a second here because I'm about to go into a coughing fit. then I'll just cough. And you don't want to do that. But Dina Slime, I spoke last month. I'm still somewhat a relatively new member. And when I joined, thank you. Before I joined membership, Shannon said, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to be a part of the Encourage Her network because you're going to love the network." And we're all extraordinarily busy, and we have to choose where we spend our time because, you know, time is our most precious thing out there that we have to choose how we use it. And I kind of said, okay, you know, sure, that network, I'm sure it's as great as any other network. That's what they all say, right? And when I spoke last month, it was on a Monday, and we shared on the nonprofit that I'm responsible for. That Sunday, we had a fashion show. There were about 6 of you in this room, or not in this room, but within this network that stepped up and provided a tremendous amount of donations in kind, dollars, talent, and I just want to say thank you. In a short period of time over the last maybe 4 months since I have been engaged, both of my organizations have benefited from this amazing network of people. Is Ann here today from the UPS store? No? Okay, so Ann and I are also, we live like 2 blocks from each other. Our businesses are a couple blocks from each other. We're in the same chamber. I've known her for a while, and until I saw her here, I was like, oh, you know, we need to connect from a business to business standpoint. And so we do a lot of work together because of Encourage Her. So I just wanted to give a shout out and a testimonial to this amazing network of women that you are growing. And I just humbly want to say thank you to the many that have stepped up and partnered with me. And I'm trying to give back as much as I can to all of you as well. So Shannon Johnson, are you up next? Are you up?
Oh, yeah.
Are you taking the microphone? So thank you and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, yay. So I am up, but I'm actually going to bring Allison and Stephanie up, and they're going to introduce our panel. So if you are on our panel, if you could come grab your seats, we're going to get this party rolling again. Give us a minute here. All right.
Okay, well, I am so excited to be here. Can we give Shannon Johnson an amazing hand for creating this? She is quite the gal. Her vision for bringing women together for such a time as this is just so incredible, and we so appreciate you. So thank you, Shannon.
And thank you, Dina.
Well, yes, and we have such an incredible panel of women that I am so excited to introduce. So I'm going to start off with the lovely lady to my right. So we actually first have Dr. Olinda Floro. She strives for excellence through superior patient treatment, education, and satisfaction. She graduated from Palmer College of Chiropractic in Iowa in 1982. Voted by her peers, she was named 2012's Best Chiropractor by Southwest Metro, as well as 2014's Top Chiropractor and 2015's Best Chiropractor by Minnesota Monthly Magazine. Floro Chiropractic in Eden Prairie, Minnesota offers chiropractic care and holistic care. They treat accidental injuries, back and disc problems, headaches, fatigue, hormonal issues, as well as numerous other conditions. Dr. Floro's goal has been to improve the art and science of chiropractic while educating and assisting her patients to reach their health goals. So, thank you for coming. All right, the next person that we have on the panel is Sarah Mueller. She has been a sex educator at the Smitten Kitten since May of 2012. Currently, Sarah is in the lead research and education developer and a senior sex educator at the Smitten Kitten, and is expanding her research and educational offerings to topics from STIs, cancer treatment and sexual function, menopause, and social justice within gynecology. Her research has allowed her to contribute to Allison Moon's Girl Sex 101, contribute to the lubricant information in Joan Price's The Ultimate Guide to Sex After 50, and she is interviewed as a lube expert on the Sexational blog, Vice Magazine's blog, and Tristan Sex Out Loud radio show. She is presented at the ASECT annual conference, Woodhull Sexual Freedom Summit, Catalyst Con Midwest, as well as facilitating classes and workshops locally and in the Twin Cities area for the general public and health and wellness professionals. That was a handful. Way to go. All right. And then we've got our last one that I'll be talking about is Pamela Cole. So great chatting with her. I just love her innovative spirit. She is a physical therapist and clinical wound specialist with 17 years of experience at a wound clinic in the Twin Cities. She is an associate professor at the University of Minnesota teaching wound care and a clinical consultant in the field of wound healing. Tissue repair is her passion. Pamela actually invented an intravaginal cooling device called is it the ShePack?
Yep.
Okay, and yeah, her booth is over there. She works with a lot of inventors, and it's just so cool to just see like this girl is like a lady on a mission. So way to go, Pam. All right, Pal.
Okay, great. How do you pronounce yours? Samarica. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure I didn't botch it. Let's just ask her. Okay, well, I am pleased to introduce Stephanie Sinclair. She's one of our Lady Boss ladies, but she loves partnering and helping moms and households really to detoxify their home. And along with that, she's a birth doula and a mompreneur, founded How To Mom in 2015 to provide women with hope, love, encouragement, and support to run after their goals, wants, and needs, and to help women pursue a life of excellence. How To Mom offers women a one-stop shop with advice, resources, and a community to help and inspire the everyday mom that she can handle and manage it all. As a birth doula, Stephanie provides emotional and physical support for the birthing woman and her partner prenatally, during birth, and postpartum. As a mom who fell in love with the birthing process through her own experience, Stephanie loves having the opportunity to help other moms feel empowered and to achieve the birth story they deserve. Stephanie is also actively a part of a support group that consists of a network of women known as Lady Boss Empire, which was founded by Allison Crandall and Stephanie Peters in 2014. Lady Boss Empire provides support and tools necessary to achieve all goals, both business or in life. The group focuses on empowering women to live their best life possible and provides them with a strong community of leadership and support. In 2015, Stephanie left her legal career of 10 years to pursue her passions of health, wellness, birth, and most importantly, motherhood. And you're doing that well. All right, thank you, Steph. And next up, we have Sarah Smariga. Yes. So, she is a meditation instructor, guide, and healer. Sarah's specialty is helping others align with their purpose and reach their highest potential. She offers one-on-one healing sessions, workshops, retreats, and speaking engagements. Sarah started her career in the fast-paced TV production industry, working for CBS, Fox, HGTV, DIY, Food Network, and the Travel Channel, all while she also pursued her passion for metaphysics, spiritual growth, and healing. With advanced spiritual training from the Modern Mystery School International, Sarah's work offers a unique perspective into personal effectiveness and empowerment. Sarah practices at the Bhakti Wellness Center in Edina, Minnesota. So thanks for being here. All right, Carrie Bowe is a certified health coach and super strong chick. After 20 plus years of experience in the realms of corporate training, incentives, and performance improvement, she finally decided to become a health counselor to fulfill her true passion, helping others find their own strength in mind, body, and spirit. Carrie received her certified health coach training from the Institute of Integrative Nutrition in New York City and earned her board certification as a holistic health practitioner from the American Association of Drugless Practitioners. Even more beneficial, she experienced her own amazing journey by losing 100 pounds and discovering how to live a fit, healthy, and strong life. Awesome. Welcome. All right, and last but not least, my good friend Kristen Hogan. So excited to introduce you. Kristen Hogan's personal mission as the founder of 7 Lifestyle is to help people be the best version of themselves. Her passions include physical fitness. Her love of a healthy lifestyle combines nutrition, cooking, grocery shopping, as well as yoga. She works with the clients to design meal plans and nutrition coaching for weight loss, sports performance, weight gain, hormone imbalances, and even detox programs. She's a certified Metagenics lifestyle educator, which helps truly design a lifestyle program that works for all shapes and sizes. She believes that the healing starts from the inside out. Kristen graduated in 2005 with a Bachelor of Science in Health and Human Performance with a minor in Health and Fitness Promotions from the University of Tennessee at Martin. She was a 4-year Division I collegiate softball player and has been training for over 10 years. She holds nationally accredited certifications in nutrition, fitness, and yoga. She holds a 200-hour YTT Life Power Yoga certification, and she took her passion a step further last summer. She embarked on a 4-week yoga surf soul searching trip to Costa Rica, where she got to study under Sophia Toms and practiced aerial yoga. Her nutrition philosophy is that there is no one size fits all. Awesome. Well, thank you guys all for being here. We're excited to get to know you a little bit better. And let's give them all a round of applause. So I suppose, testing, there we go. I suppose I will start off with the questions and I will just pass the mic down so you guys can all answer. And let me just grab it here. Okay, so the first question I have for you guys, how has the encouragement of other women affected your business?
So I feel like it has affected my business a lot. I've been in business for myself for only 3 years, and there's something special about working with just a group of women. The energy is different. I even find myself speaking differently. My energy changes. There's just something so powerful about being around other powerful women. So one of the best things about Encourage Her Network, this is my 2nd year with the group, is I've gotten to know so many people, so many connections. I wish Anne was here as well, because from the UPS store, she just designed my wedding invitations in one day. So she is phenomenal. Just another shout out to the group. But I just feel like with this group and just other women, it's not a competition. We're here to support each other and encourage each other. A lot of the women on the panel, we don't do the same things, but we can still learn and grow from each other. And I think that women in business by themselves or for themselves but not by themselves is super, super inspiring. So I love working with women. So thank you.
It's great. Was there, are we clapping? Are we not? She deserved to clap. Keep going. Okay, there was that pause. I know, we got lots of good stuff to talk about. We gotta keep rolling. Definitely women have impacted my entire career. As we mentioned, I had a 20-plus year corporate gig and started out early on with great mentors, really strong, cool women that were my bosses that I was able to learn from every day. And as my career, went on, and then even as I left that and was kind of embarking on this encore career, as they like to call it these days, as a health coach, really the support of all the women around me, whether it was girlfriends cheering me on, whether it was getting connected into some of these networking groups, or even including going back to school and earning my certification and knowing folks that were like, man, you could do so much with your story. You've got to go for this. Check out this program. Do this. I know so-and-so. It's been amazing. And so cool to really be able to connect with so many really cool, strong women. And I really feel as though I wouldn't be here today doing this if it wasn't for all the women.
I completely agree. I have found since joining Encourage Her this year that it really helps me put networking as a priority, because that really is my net worth, is the network that I have. And so I found that in this past year, other women who want to collaborate, whether it's women who also teach meditation classes and yoga and do energy work, I found collaborating with them makes it not even about competition. We actually can generate more business and ultimately serve more people by putting our heads together and joining each other. So teamwork has been really huge with that. And then also just within Encourage Her this past year, I found that so many opportunities to get to know other people, and just we are all passionate about what we do, and I have found that it really helps me to grow, absolutely. So it's more about collaboration and teamwork than anything else.
So I always say your tribe will either make you or break you. You are who you surround yourself with, and all of you ladies are doing the right things by being here today and surrounding yourself with like-minded people that are really pushing themselves to want more and desire more and to dream bigger. And so you're doing the right step, and everybody has days where we might be down and out, or we're feeling a little tired, or we need that push. And that's when you reach out to these women that you connect with, because they're going to keep you going. And they're the ones that are really going to say, like, I get it, everybody has those days, but keep doing what you're doing because it's making a difference. And to have those people encourage you when you're having your days that you're a little bit down, that will make or break your business. And they also help you grow as a person. And I feel like if we can constantly focus on growth, it's going to grow our business, because they just go hand in hand. But it definitely echo what all the other lovely ladies have said as well.
So I would agree, and I'm going to then just take a different tack here. She-Pack is a feminine ice pack. So being a physical therapist, it's a female-dominated career path. It's actually interesting if you work in a clinic where there's some guys. And so I've never come up against not having enough women role models in career. But as I switched it, that had cause to go and invent She-Pack. The inventor community, just for whatever reason, I don't know, is dominated by men. And so while I went from an idea to getting a patent to launching this, it's been over 10 years, and I really didn't have female or women in business to connect with. And so I am one of those new members, and I will be doing some coaching, taking on a coach. But where I wanted to go was, my business is women. And I am grateful and thankful for the collective of women who are willing to share their stories with me about, thank you, you'll find out later.
The encouragement of other women is really foundational to this Mitten Kitten as a business. It was started as a direct result from a women's studies graduate program that the initial founders of the business went into creating a space to talk about sex and sexuality for women. And since then it's evolved into a space that's really for everyone. But without the support of women, we wouldn't be around, and I wouldn't have a job. And a lot of what I do as an individual working for the Smitten Kitten really focuses on women's health and specifically women's sexual health. So without people being curious and asking me questions and coming in and supporting me doing the education I do, I would have no one to talk to. So it's been really important and will continue to be really important to the Smitten Kitten.
For me, my first practice was in Pittsburgh. I was only 25 years old, so the encouragement of my mom, my father, and my sister were pivotal. I didn't know how to do a bank deposit. I started off with a $40,000 loan from my father. I lived at home because I'm Italian. You live at home until you're married. They loaned me the family car. My father did the repairs. My mom did the cleaning. My mom and sister always filled in whenever I had staff issues because I had a staff of 3. So I never would have had a successful practice without them. So I'm thrilled. Now I moved to Minneapolis. I didn't bring my family with me, so I have groups like Encourage Her Network and some close friends, and I always go within and try to follow my guidance because we get help that way all the time.
Let's give him a round of applause for the first round. Yes, so much great wisdom. Well, wonderful. Well, the next question, has there been support or mentoring from one particular woman that has really impacted your success?
For me, I became a chiropractor in the early 1980s. There weren't that many female chiropractors, so I looked to my state association. I also looked to management firms, and I chose the largest one. I attended, and I saw very successful female and male chiropractors, and I thought, this is where I need to go. They addressed all my different concerns, hiring, practice techniques, you name it. So I flew monthly from Pittsburgh to Atlanta. It made a humongous difference. I highly recommend support groups such as that or professional organizations.
One person in particular that has impacted my success, I met at the first conference that I ever presented at, and her name is Ann Katz. She's a medical professional that specializes in educating cancer survivors and cancer patients on sex and sexual function, and does a whole lot of other healthcare around oncology. But the particular way that she really helped me was kind of just telling me that I was doing a good thing and that I should keep doing it, and that even though as someone who's a lot younger than she is, that what I was doing was important, and I needed to be talking to healthcare professionals and doctors, and even though it was hard for me to get into those spaces and be taken seriously in those spaces, she really helped endorse me whenever I needed it, and also just kept telling me over and over, what you're doing is important. So that was hugely inspirational and validating for me.
So I didn't have a particular gal, so this is where we're introducing the pass the microphone.
I love it. Well, I first have to say my mom. Honestly, now as a mother to a little girl, I look back at all the times that we had these conversations, and my mom always said to me, you can do and be successful with whatever it is that you put your mind to and that you're willing to work hard for. If you have passion, that's going to drive you through life. And I, again, left a career of 10 years in the legal field. I'd been accepted to law school, and I just felt like I kind of hit a brick wall. I didn't have passion. I didn't want to really be there anymore. And I called my mom and I said, would you think it's crazy if I left my really well-paying job to do what I love and to be at home with my daughter? And honestly, within 2 seconds, she said, do it. I wish I could have done that when you were a kid. Looking back, those moments, you can't get them back. So just having her always in my corner, she's my biggest cheerleader, but also being a part of a community known as Lady Boss Empire that you've heard a couple times tonight, or today. Just having that community that constantly pushes you to want more and to desire more. Without them, I wouldn't be at home with my daughter. I wouldn't be a birth doula. They really pushed me to dream bigger and just provided me with that support. So surround yourself with those people.
Yes, and I have a mentor who came to me kind of in a roundabout way. It wasn't like I just adopted her and said, will you be my mentor? But she started working with me. She had 20 plus years experience teaching meditation, doing energy healing, And she saw a lot herself in me, and she started taking me under her wing. And I have to be honest, I don't know if this speaks to any of you, but at times it was extremely challenging. And she stretched me really, really far. And sometimes I felt pushed to my limits with what I could accomplish. But she believed in me so much. And when I look back at what she gave me, I use every single spreadsheet she showed me. I use every single strategy when working one-on-one with people. She actually stretched me, and in the time I thought, why is she doing this? But now I've built my entire business and the way that I work off of the tools that she gave me, and I think that was a good learning lesson for me, that our mentors sometimes aren't always just going to be like, oh, can I come over and have tea and can we hang out? But actually to find people that have qualities that you may not have who can help push you a little bit further.
Well, I definitely have a major mentor, and I'm in the midst of it all with her right now. I'm Dr. Jill Larson, and she is the owner of Ascent. And I came to her as a patient years ago. I had left the corporate gig and was going to take a year or two off and get healthy, which I was doing. But I just kind of felt stuck. At a point, I was like, okay, I got to figure out something that I want to do, but I can't go sit in a cube again. And had decided to, and so a girlfriend had said, you need to go see Dr. Jill. She's magic. She just helps you get unstuck. She's an acupuncturist. And so I went, and lo and behold, it started to kind of happen, and I started to kind of find my way and figure out what I wanted to do, and then ended up going back to school, doing the health coaching route, but then came back to Jill and thought, she's pretty cool. I'm going to try to pick her brain and see if she's got any ideas for me. And lo and behold, she wanted to bring me into the practice. And so she's been amazing in just helping me make that shift. And even though there are days I feel overwhelmed, because this was a whole new thing for me, where she really encouraged me that, I'll tell you later.
Okay, so I come from a very long line of strong Southern women. I couldn't even answer. We were practicing these questions and I had to pass because I feel like I can only tell this story once without crying. So I have, okay, yeah.
You got this.
It's good. So
okay to cry.
even though I come from a really strong line of women, they're not the healthiest. So my grandmother, my mom, and my sister are all super inspirational, but yet very, very unhealthy. So my grandmother died at 63. My sister has cerebral palsy, and I just thought, you know what? This is really cheesy, but at 4 years old, I asked for a nutrition book, and I've never looked back since. That was in my dad's Father of the Bride speech. It's true. So I wanted to empower other women and become a healthy role model for everybody around me. So can't look at her. That's my answer. Thanks to my grandmother, my sister, and my mom. But I always think back to them if I'm having a bad day, that somebody else out there has it maybe a little bit worse. I'm gonna stop there.
Hey, Kristen, is mom in the room?
My mother-in-law's in the room.
Your
Yeah.
mother-in-law's in the room. Okay. Well, she's cool too.
Next upbeat question.
Thank you for that. Yes. Well, yeah, we'll move on. That was awesome and very powerful. What do you feel are critical components of wellness that are difficult for women to balance amidst busy careers and personal lives? And do you have any tips to improve?
So I really love this question, and we're supposed to be limited to 1 minute, so I will try my very best. But working with other women, I feel like that's a niche or a passion of mine, and for most of my female clients, they just seem to put themselves last. It's always about taking care of others, their husbands, their kids, their pets even, and then whatever time is left for them is what they do. So honestly, if I could say one tip, is just to make yourself a priority. You don't have to be an expert, you don't have to be completely organic or gluten-free or dairy-free, but you do have to do something. So just decide to take one small action. I even have behavior charts over the table, and it's a matter of starting really, really small. And I would also say let your kind of actions or goals be known around other supportive women, because another thing that I see is when you get healthier and maybe people around you aren't healthier, they don't like that. They don't like that you're changing, so surround yourself with other powerful women.
And I totally agree with that. I mean, self-care is a huge piece. And what I always find, though, is I think women really are caught up in the perfection of it all. And, you know, if I can't do all of this perfectly, and if I can't eat clean every day, and if I can't make it to the club, you know, why even bother? And so I really encourage folks that, you know, we're just looking for progress. It sounds a cliche, but we're just looking for progress. It doesn't have to be perfection, and every little bit counts. And just focus on the basics. You know, if you're not sleeping enough, see if you can get to bed a half hour earlier. Amp the water up. Just try to move. So it's some of those basic things that I think get lost because we're so stressed and busy and trying to stretch ourselves so thin. Don't worry about the perfection. Just make some little progress as you can.
Yes. I'm on the self-care theme as well, and perfectionism. I see that a lot with people I work with. But just to expand on that, I think what I'm seeing is that, you know, a lot of the women who come to me, they are very successful in their careers, they've got great families, and they got that way because they know how to hire people to support them, whether it's in their business or to find a mentor or to help with someone with, you know, their kids' schoolwork, you know. But when it comes to investing in yourself, what I see is that they feel that they're alone and they just have to figure it out, and there's no time, so that can get pushed aside. And so I just really encourage women that sometimes you need help, and there are people like this whole panel where everybody has a specialty, and so there's people that you can rely on. You can hire someone, you can meet someone at a networking event, but just know that you don't have to do it by yourself. And the way that you really make progress is, yes, exercise and nutrition and sleep as a foundation, and then the specialty that I bring in is balancing your energy, because people are fried and they're finding that they're stuck in the same patterns that they've had for years, and that's where energy work helps to clear it up.
So I wrote down all areas are difficult for women because I know that's true for myself. Being a mom to a toddler, I'm always striving for that balance, and that is where I think we need to give ourselves credit. As long as we're striving, as long as we're constantly hitting that restart button, every day is not going to be perfect. But some ways that How to Mom, as a blog that I have, it really incorporates your kids. So obviously I'm speaking to other moms. Include your kids in those activities. Maybe do some meal prepping. They love to be in the kitchen with mom, learning about different foods, helping with the measurements of rice when you're boiling water. All of those things. Really include them, because then not only is it a really fun activity, you're passing some time, you're educating them, but it's also really interactive. So I post a lot on my website about fun things that you can do where it's really interactive with your kids. But then in return, what you're showing them is that your body's important, and that self-care piece, that mommy is going to take care of herself because I'm going to be a better mom to you if I'm healthy and if I'm here and I'm able to see you grow up and I'm teaching those health habits and not letting them get into bad habits.
So my answer is twofold. One is from a business perspective. I am still working at the hospital 30 hours a week while I'm launching this business, and I'm essentially with two jobs. So I would say one thing that really works for me is that 20-minute meditation, spiritual exercise, contemplation. For me, it's 20 minutes, and it's just worth it to get my direction and guidance that will have me do the right thing next instead of all my head or all my emotions. So that's one. The second is, and I'm going to challenge the room here, okay? Please make time for your sexual health and intimacy. Wherever that lies, take time to do it, to learn. And I know there are challenges as we age and get older. Maybe you went through medical treatment. There are ways and strategies. Please do not give up on that part of your life, because it is a source of connectedness and relaxation.
Yeah. A lot of what I was doing this. I think that,
a critical component of your wellness is your sexual well-being, whether that is gynecological health or a relationship with somebody else. I think that a lot of women in particular rely on their partner for that sexual wellness and don't take the time to get to know their body and don't have the education, for no fault of it, like, just our culture is relatively sex negative. Our sex education is not comprehensive at all. Adults need sex education too, because your body is continually changing. So a lot of people don't know what to expect from their body, and when it changes, they kind of just feel like, oh, well, I guess it's over, the sex part. And it isn't, and there's a lot of people who know a lot of great things that can help you out, that work at the Smitten Kitten, but that work all over the place, different wellness professionals. But just taking that time, for sexual self-care is really, really important, and also taking the time to educate yourself on your body and what's going on with your body when it comes to sex and arousal and reproduction, because what pop culture tells you, and oftentimes what a doctor who maybe doesn't specialize in what you're going through tells you, are not the whole story or are actually just false. So really knowing your body is important.
There's vitamins for men and women if there's sexual issues. So I helped a gentleman and he's very happy. I gave him vitamins. The basics are very important. You can remember these as the 4 R's, and I'll add a 5th one. Rest. A third of the U.S. population doesn't get enough sleep. Rehydrate. 80% of us are dehydrated. That can lead to pain, fatigue, also digestive issues. Realign. How many go to a chiropractor? Good. This is an awesome group. Yeah, realignment's very important because it helps our bodies self-heal and self-regulate. I was helped with menstrual cramps and with fatigue and also with numerous car accidents. I'm completely pain-free. There's only arthritis in one area because I've had excellent chiropractic care and I'm 57. I see teenagers with arthritis. Rest, rehydrate, rejuvenate. Exercise, healthy food. Another one is reflect, and Pam touched on that briefly. Take the time to do the spiritual aspect. What makes you happy? Way to go.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, next question. What has been your biggest challenge, and what have you done to overcome it?
For me, it's time. I start off the day and I say, what needs my attention today? It's amazing. I did that a few years back and it popped into my head, go to the post office. I hadn't been there for a few weeks and I got a notice from the IRS. So I paid that bill in time. I like to do the top 10. And now I'm 57 years old. Finally, within the past few weeks, I've learned that as long as I get the top 10 done or whatever, then let it go.
I think my biggest challenge is, I like to call it imposter syndrome. I am younger than a lot of people in my field, especially going outside of educating within the store and talking to medical professionals and going to conferences and trying to, expand Smitten Kitten's educational program to be more of a national program. I'm the lead person doing that. And often it takes me a minute to get people to take me seriously. And I think as women in the culture that we live in, mansplaining is a word for a reason. And it happens all the time regardless of your profession, regardless of your age or how you look. People don't necessarily trust you as the expert on what you're talking about, even if you are completely the expert on what you're talking about. So that kind of gets internalized, and that's what I call imposter syndrome. I get stuck in these spots where I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be talking to these people. Maybe they shouldn't listen to me as the expert. And I can confidently say I know more about lube than anyone I've ever met. And I've met a lot of sex educators. And it took me a really long time to feel comfortable saying that in front of a room full of people and demanding their respect as opposed to waiting to earn it. So imposter syndrome, yeah.
So mine's very specifically navigating the patent office. That was my biggest challenge. Yes, there's a face over there like maybe, yeah. So I can tell you that I filed my patent. I went for a utility patent at first, and that's supposed to be the strongest form of a patent. And I think that was in 2005. And I went through several examiners, so like the person that reviews your application is called an examiner. I went through 3 different examiners, 2 were men, 1 was female, a woman obviously, and then no one got it right away. And so it just kept getting resistance, and years going by. So you can't really ask for money to start making your product if you don't have your IP secured. So finally, the bell went off where, oh, let's go for a design patent, because an ice pack is not the novel idea, it's the shape of this. So then I should have listened to the resistance sooner and shifted gears sooner. But the patent office in navigating that whole animal, you want some really good guidance.
This will be a little redundant, so I'll make it pretty quick, but my biggest challenge is finding balance. And just to piggyback a little bit, also that self-doubt. Going into the birth doula business, I left training and I said, I don't know if I'm hippie enough to be a doula. I honestly felt that, and I was kind of lost, and I went to my trainer and I told her that, and she said, stay true to who you are, because there are going to be families that aren't hippie enough to have a doula. And so just really staying true to who you are and reminding yourself that you are the expert and you have so much to offer others. But just the finding balance piece, again, surrounding yourself with the people who are going to help you hit that restart button and having the tools to get you through whatever challenge that's facing you.
So my biggest challenge came up this past year when I had my son, first child, and before I had him, I was meditating every day. I've been meditating for 15 years, and I really practice what I teach. So it's made a big difference in my life. And so having him, now how do I fit time in for this? And I have found that if I wake up earlier, if I meditate at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m., it literally means that I can get more done in my day. And studies have shown this. You know, the Mayo Clinic talks about it, Poppy talked about it with the Harvard study, that if you have a consistent meditation practice, it releases stress, anxiety, it helps with weight loss, it builds your brain, it helps you make decisions, and for a lot of the business people I work with, you get more done in your day. But my biggest challenge was, okay, I'm sleep deprived and now I'm supposed to meditate. But I found that when I bring in that discipline and I practice it, I have so much more to give, and I am a much happier person. My entire family thanks me when I meditate. But then I have the passion to share that with people in classes as well.
Well, I'm also in the camp of finding your passion and what you love to do and where you feel you can really make a difference. And in the beginning, my biggest challenge was just trying to do too much and be everything. And I can do corporate wellness, and I can coach for weight loss, and I can do this, and I can do that. And it was just swirling. And so I took the time, sat down, and even though they told us this in school, you got to find that niche, you got to find that really, laser sharp focus. Shout out to Gina Soleil, another Encourage Her member. Did some sessions with her, and she really pushed me to define my core values. And what can you do where you're going to be authentic to those core values? And so as much as I spent 20 years designing incentive programs, which fit nicely into wellness, that didn't light me up anymore. And 25 years I've been diabetic, tightly managed, especially after getting healthier, and I thought, man, that's where I need to be. I need to be working with folks with diabetes that have a lot to lose in those health complications, and that's where I can make a difference. And man, I can't tell you how exciting that is to have that feeling.
So I'm learning from all of you so far. The biggest thing for me is at 29, I had the same job my whole career in a very male-dominated field with physical training, personal training, sports coaching, those kind of things. And when I went to Costa Rica, I came back to, you have 2 weeks to decide if you're going to be fully with, I was with a great company, Lifetime Fitness, and I had never had the support to really leave. And I came home to my now husband of 6 weeks. And I said, I think I want to quit my job and start my own wellness company. He's like, go for it. And I did everything. I was making protein bars for people on this panel. I was doing meal planning. I was driving to people's houses. I was training the Minnesota Vikings. I was training the cheerleaders. I was all over the place. And I was so busy. When people would ask me how I was, I'm so busy. And it actually took a member at my church that really kind of was a tipping point for me, and I slowed down, and it was a slowdown financially, and I really just found what I'm great at, and I'm great at a lot of things, but not so much where I was the jack of all trades, master of none. And now I'm really focusing on what I am good at as opposed to trying to always focus on getting better at my weaknesses. So.
All right, well, moving right along. How do you feel helping others within a particular network has helped your overall well-being?
Well, all of us can probably attest that we love helping others. We love seeing others become healthier, happier. I love what I do. This question is kind of resonating with the girls I'm working with now. I'm a Girls on the Run mentor for the past 3 years. And I think that working with the youth has really been inspiring. So I don't have a voice today. I spoke to 75 very energetic boys and girls this week and last week. And just seeing them become more active and more involved in their health and their fitness and their wellness, I think has been transforming for me because I want to be a mother someday as well. So just the fact that parents are taking ownership over their kids' health and what they're putting on their bodies, in their bodies, and around their bodies has been pretty inspiring as of late.
Well, my training and a kind of a different approach is, yes, there's definitely the nutrition, the exercise, all those kinds of basics that we've touched on, but also there are what we call primary foods, and that's what truly feeds you, and that's relationships, physical activity, spirituality, your career, and so a great big one there is relationships, and what's more important than gratitude and community. And so it is just for our well-being, and she mentioned earlier, the whole part of your tribe, and if you can make those connections and pay it forward, it's amazing. And I'm such a believer in karma, and it all comes back. And like we've said, there's a lot of us here doing very kind of similar things, but very different niches, very supportive of each other, and there's enough to go around. And so by being with this group, it's amazing. And Shannon's support and everybody that I've met so far, it's been life-changing. It's awesome. I was watching from my ding.
Got like 0.3 of the match for a second.
So I think that service is such an important topic, and it's something that I contemplate every day because I am in a service-based industry, and it's really the concept of selfless service to know that, yes, the more I learn, the more I grow, there's more and more knowledge, but every day when I meet someone, I actually practice emptying my cup and going, okay, I don't know what I don't know. And just being in that space of openness and ready to receive. Because if my cup is so full with all of my knowledge and all the great testimonials I got and I can do this and I can do that, then I miss the opportunities to truly serve the client because it's not about me. At the end of the day, it's about helping that person progress, and I find that opportunity comes forward when each of us decides, okay, I'm just going to let go. I don't know what I don't know, and get to that place of selfless service, and of course, it always comes back to you, as Carrie said.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just going to mention that, and so much of what I do just drives me, that passion for helping others. And what people don't realize is I do it because of how my clients enhance my life. It's not about always about a service that I provide to them. I establish these relationships and just constantly just being passionate about what you do and having worthy conversations. When you sit down with somebody, really listen, hear where they're at, love them where they're at, understand where they're at, and just have empathy. We all are going through things in life, and to be able to provide and let a woman know that she's not alone, and a mother know that what she's going through, a lot of women face that, and just to see their shoulders relax and that sigh of relief of, I'm not alone. I'm sure a lot of you know a lot about postpartum depression and how overcoming that can be, and they really feel isolated and they really feel alone, and so I love being able to connect with them about where they're at in that. But I did receive a really amazing email I'm just going to mention, and it was this feedback 4 months later after she had her daughter, and she said, I want to make sure you're taking your own advice because it's the best I've ever received. And so just knowing that you're touching people every single day
So I also agree that service is kind of how I get the impact I'm having in the world. And I get that as a clinician every day, as a wound specialist. But then specifically with this business, it's been super fun to just discover that I was meant to serve women in understanding how to take care of your reproductive system. I'm going to be blunt, take care of your vagina, because no one really teaches us all the changes, and if it goes off kilter or askew, how to bring it back. So I'm inspired by the stories I hear from women every day. Where I run into issues is trying to do everything by myself and alone. And I just want to give a shout out for whatever community works for you, stay in community. It's how we as human beings actually grow and get ourselves, not by ourselves.
I agree with everything that everyone has said thus far. I think that really, as my primary job is education, and I think that once I switched that to being more service focused and not going through my lesson plans and getting them done, but doing Q&A as the majority of the session, even if it's guided, it became so much more fun for me, and obviously so much more beneficial to the people who are at my classes and my workshops, and so that has just made me a lot happier doing the job that I do, and has been really wonderful. And then the staff that I work with at the Smitten Kitten is like a family. We have a very unconventional structure. We all collaborate all the time, and without that support, we couldn't do what we do, because you need a lot when you're doing service. You need to be able to recharge. You need that support. You need somebody to talk to who's doing what you're doing and gets it. And so serving my coworkers and the larger community of sex educators is really, really important to me for my well-being, but just to know that the people in my community, they're being taken care of too.
As far as service, it helps us with healing, because when we're serving or volunteering, we're taking the focus off of ourselves. If you're going through a health crisis or a health issue, if you're introverted and that's all you're thinking about, that's what you're going to have, because that's where your focus is. For me, I'm serving all the time because I work a lot within my field serving patients. And what I needed to learn how to do was more to have a balance. To obviously, as we serve, we get the blessings and we receive, but then also we need to learn how to nourish ourselves. It's important to serve in areas that we love, that we enjoy. That makes it the most meaningful. And also, I really enjoy talking to young entrepreneurs or young chiropractors. Over the years, I enjoy sharing.
Awesome job. All right, we are going to sit down at the bottom for sake of time. So the last question, if you could give one piece of advice to live healthier, happier lives, what would that be and why?
I would say to learn to go within and find answers for yourself. Our health answers are always unique. And also, if you haven't tried chiropractic, give it a try. The latest research shows that it decreases cortisol for levels of stress hormones for 1 hour after an adjustment, and it also increases immune function by up to 55%. You also have a special offer in case you don't have a chiropractor. I'm in Eden Prairie. You're always welcome to check me out or check someone out down the road.
So before I worked at the Smitten Kitten, I had a radio show about sex, and the advice that I ended every episode with was masturbation and communication. And I really think that those are like the two keys to having a really fulfilling sex life with yourself and with a partner or partners. So it's really simple, but really important.
Absolutely. I've learned so much from Sarah. We do collaborate a lot, and please talk to her about a lot of things. So my message is twofold. I'm going to we're busy. We're very busy. If you get a yeast infection, if you are having pain with sex, that's not okay. It's not normal. There are ways around it. Anything that is blocking you from being able to be intimate, specifically something with your vagina, internal or external structures, there are answers. Consider cooling the tissue, which I can talk to you about later, and by all means, if anything is off kilter, you need to know what healthy lubricant is. The lubricant that is out there and commonly suggested will dry you out, chew up your tissue, and make everything worse. So come find out about that.
Well, I definitely want to say self-care, self-care, self-care. It is so important when you are stretched so thin and you're trying to be that perfect wife, that perfect mom, that perfect employee. If you're not focusing on yourself, you're not going to succeed in any of those areas. And so being really conscious and focusing on yourself, what could really improve your health? I also, of course, am promoting birth doula services. Every woman in labor should feel loved, should feel supported, and should feel encouraged and educated. Education is key. When you know better, you choose better. Also, really be focused on what kind of products do you have in your household. Are they maybe blocking you from really achieving that total wellness concept? And so just really putting yourself on the priority list, because I have been in a position where I was not. And I have an amazing life, and I should be able to enjoy it versus feeling like you're just constantly trying to get your head out of water.
So my one piece of advice is to get outside of your box, because people are constantly trying to do what everyone else is doing, and it becomes like well, this is what they're doing, and that's what worked for them, so I'm going to do what they do. And when I work one-on-one with people, I help them align to what is your true gift, what makes you authentic, how can you be the brightest light that you can be, and that's really the work that I do that I'm passionate about, because you know, the way that inventors work, the way that entrepreneurs work, is that you come up with who are you truly, what is your passion, what is your gift, and that's the way that we change the world. I truly believe that to change the world, and there's a lot happening in the world that could use some more positivity, we have to change within ourselves, but that doesn't mean become someone else. It means be who you are and get outside of the box, get outside of your comfort zone. That's where your genius is. So that's my one piece of advice.
My advice is always dig deep, get to the root of what's your why. You know, whether you want to start a career, whether you want to make health changes, what's your real why? And I guarantee for most people, at the end of the day, it's not about a number on a scale, it's not about a dress size, it's about what's going to change in their lives. I want to be able to be around when my kids graduate from high school, or my grandkids graduate from high school. Gee, I've got little ones, I want to be able to run and play with them and not huff and puff all the time. It's always going to be bigger than just kind of those surface things. And if you can get to that why, we can figure out the how. And I always usually start with clients, we do like a goal discovery session and that kind of thing. We can figure out the how, but you got to know your why, and then remember that. So when you're faced with maybe choices that aren't that healthy, you really stop and go, okay, what serves me best here? Man, that pizza looks really good, but it's not helping me with my why. It doesn't serve me, and that's what you want to keep in mind. That's most important.
So I'm going to finish up, and I'm going to be kind of bold, so I hope that's okay, but how many of you guys actually have somebody that you see for chiropractic, nutrition, physical fitness, personal training, yoga? Raise your hand. How many of you guys have your own coach? So I would say if you are sitting here saying, I know what to do, I just don't do it, that you don't know what to do. I have a coach, I have a nutritionist, I have a personal trainer, I have a community of people that help me stay accountable. So if that thought ran through your head at all, I get there, I've been there as well, but invest in somebody. It doesn't have to be one of us, we're amazing, but just find somebody that you can connect with, that you trust, that's gonna push you and that's gonna make you the best version of yourself.
Wow, that was incredible. You guys, can we give them a big round of applause? Thank you guys so much.
So now what we want to do is, can you guys just share a real brief piece about what Lady Boss Empire is? I think that we went through everybody but the two MCs. If you could give us a short intro, and then what I want to do is have everybody come to the front so we can get a big group picture with the panel and with everybody, and then we're going to give away some money prizes.
Oh, no, we actually, just long story short, when Allison and I came together, she was really looking for a way out, really frustrated working day to day, feeling like she didn't have time with her little guy Chase. So her and I collaborated, put together a game plan, helped her really to get from point A to point B. And it was amazing how when you start collaborating with other like-minded women that want to do more and be more, I thought I was going to be the girl that was helping her, but in turn, she really helped me. And within 6 months, she was able to walk away from her full-time job. And when I flew out and she was doing a keynote right along with me, she said, "Stephanie, you've helped me so much financially, but the woman that I've become on the way to the goal, you can't put a price on that." And I said, "Oh my gosh, you've helped me to step up my game." And so, long story short, we collaborated and we co-founded Lady Boss Empire, that empowerment platform for women. And now we do a lot of different seminars in the Twin Cities. We do success seminars, Financial Peace University, and Lady Boss Barista Bashes, helping with physical wellness, financial wellness, personal wellness, and environmental wellness. We just want to help women to live out their God-given potential. So, anything you want to add to that?
Well, and I just think it's really important, again, we've been talking about community and being involved and staying connected to others. That's what we offer. It's a community of like-minded women who, again, are running after similar purposes, similar goals, and just having accountability within that group, I think, is huge. And we have a lot of fun, I think, bring the party. But I do think as a mom, and there's probably a lot of moms in the room, you do get sidetracked with all the things on the to-do list, but it's important to fill your own bucket. And for me, that community of women, that fills that bucket for me. There's some of my best friends I get to do life with, and just to be able to promote that and reach out to other women, it's just a really exciting thing, and it doesn't feel like work whatsoever. So.
Go team. And so hopefully we'll get some of those seminars on our event calendar so you guys can start looking for them and plug into them as your schedule allows.
Thank you so much, Shannon.
Absolutely.